Hi, Emily.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Cool. I can hear you. I just can't see you yet.
I apologize for my appearances here. I was taking a nap with my puppy on the couch and woke up and the meeting was happening.
Oh yeah, no, all good. Is now still a good time for you, or would you like now's good?
Yeah, I'm fine. We could
Okay.
we could have a meeting.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I mean, happy to kind of go ahead and dive right in. I have your application up. I saw you mentioned you guys are basically just needing more leads, improving the quality while simultaneously just building the brand overall. Can you give me a quick rundown of how you guys are generating the bulk of the leads right now?
Yeah, so I'll give you a little background. I'm co-owner of iSolar, which is an electrical contractor. We've
Yep.
been mostly doing residential rooftop for the last 5 years. Then I'm also co-owner of Three Rivers Contracting, which is a general contracting company,
Okay.
roofing, siding, windows, that stuff. The solar is going to take a big hit here because the tax credit expires December
Right.
31st. So we have electricians and we've really been wanting to push to get electrical leads for service upgrades, backup generators,
Yeah.
lights, whatever it is, and started doing some Facebook advertising. I created some ads over the weekend just to see, what could we get out of it because I've talked to a few people and they want like $2,000 to $4,000 retainers, and then kind of recommend spending between $100 to $200 on ads per month. And
Or $100 to $200 a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
$200 per day, and just kind of like, okay, how does that? Um, then it comes down to close rates. So just looking at any opportunities to keep electricians busy because we got some solid guys right now, and I'd like to keep them.
Yeah.
And it's a new space and we haven't done much advertising in it. So what are we doing now? We're doing Angie's List leads.
Okay.
We're doing Build Zoom. We get quite a few projects just inside of our network. We have a lot of
Sure.
customers that we've acquired over the last 5 years
Yep.
doing the roofing, siding, windows, interior, solar, whatever it is. Um, but my goal is to have 3 vans, full time by June. I mean, I already have the vans from doing other trades, but
Sure.
3 vans dedicated towards electrical services.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then you popped up in my Facebook, talking about how you're able to, and it's just different. It's different than anything else I've seen. A lot of what I've seen is, folks that are gonna manage Google or Facebook and have kind of
Mhm.
a lead funnel,
Yeah.
like lead form, and like I said, the retainer fee and then ad spend per month. So I'm interested in seeing how your program works.
Okay, sweet. Are you, I guess, like in those conversations that you've had with those businesses that are like, we'll manage the campaigns, we're going to set up a lead form campaign, like, are you haven't hired any of them yet, or like, where's your head at with all of that? Like, I guess from a numbers standpoint and things, like, does the 2 to 4K retainer plus like 6K in ad spend, is all that like making sense, or like, how are you digesting all that?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I haven't signed up with anyone yet. Like I said, I've done some Facebook advertising, so I created some ads this weekend, and we've
Yeah,
actually got some leads from them just to
good.
see, like how much. So there's one group I'm talking to. They're talking about create a program for backup generators, EV chargers, and then service upgrades. And there's like a setup fee of $2,000. Then there's a management fee for each campaign. I think is $2,000, so that's $6,000 um, a month for that. And then if it's like $150 a day for each campaign, that'd be another 13.5 for that. So it'd be like $20,000 a month, which is
Mhm.
within our range. But then it's all about how many leads do we get. And when I was talking to them, I was on the call with them Thursday. I said if we get that many leads and the close rate was like 30% of the people that we actually contact. So I think there's a fall off. You get 1,000 people sign up for a form. You maybe talk to 100 of them. You maybe meet with 30 of them.
Right.
Like, like it would work. And but how about I pay you for like 6 months of the program after I see it work for 60 days? So he's thinking about that and going to come back with an offer, is what he said.
Gotcha.
Um, Then I have another meeting tomorrow with someone who's focused mainly on generators and EVs. I think their total management fee is 3,500 a month, and they recommend
Hmm.
$100 a day ad spend for each of those campaigns. So,
Hmm. Cool.
I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean, I
we
think,
spent a lot. We've spent a lot in advertising for solar. Like, I get it. You got to spend money to get the money,
yeah,
right? I have also signed up with programs, third party marketing programs, and paid money and not gotten the quality and quantity of leads that they promised. So that's
sure. Yeah, no, all that's fair. I think I mean I'm happy to share our process and program and all that good stuff. I think from the landscape of meta these days is if you're planning on spending under $500 a day on a campaign for starters, I would recommend I would recommend you taking that into your own hands if you're comfortable with it. Like if you have some previous experience with Facebook ads and you kind of
hmm
know the landscape of meta, 95% of Facebook is literally just a creative game these days. It's all about the content that you feed it. And if your content's really good and then the copy below the content is also very pointed at ideally who you're looking to go after, allocating an additional 2 to 4 grand a month for people to just button push as like a media buyer in Facebook. What we've seen in I mean, we're partnered with like 85 different home service guys that do it all internally. They're they're chilling when it comes to them kind of just managing their own campaigns. Um, but obviously that's up to you if you're not comfortable in kind of taking the Facebook piece of it into your own hands, then I would understand why you're entertaining some of these other options.
yeah, and I hadn't been on Facebook for a while. I was managing ads early on for solar. Our company started out of the basement, and I had a program to write. It was I didn't create it, but I had a template to follow to create a put on a Facebook ad, puts you over to ClickFunnel. Then it does like a qualifying process, and that did
Yeah,
really well
exactly.
for us. And it kicked butt. And then in like 2021, a bunch of stuff changed. It started flagging our ads as political, and
Yeah.
Facebook had some different deals, and ads weren't getting improved. People weren't responding. So I stopped, but I spent some time on it the last 3 days, and I was blown away at how user friendly it is to set up a
It is.
campaign. Like,
They've made it kind of dummy proof.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, again, like up to you in terms of what feels natural and right on your end. I don't what type of creatives did you launch when you did launch the ads over the weekend?
so it was campaigns optimized for leads. The creatives were like images, cartoon images created in
Okay.
Chat GPT
Yeah.
of like an electrician at a panel,
Sure.
or I got a couple with like a standalone Generac home generator,
Yeah.
a couple of EV, but the majority of them are just cartoon images, like
Okay.
like realistic cartoon, like um and yeah, it's gotten 12 leads in little over 24 hours. So, and haven't followed up, and I haven't talked to the person who's following up on them at all yet. So I don't know, what kind of quality we're talking
Yeah.
about, but people are signing up on a forum.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, static ads tend to be more difficult to scale. Um, the second that you try to blast more than like $50 a day behind a static, they tend to get a lot more turbulent and just like tough.
hmm
So, I mean, our whole pitch is like generate better quality leads and be able to scale your ads more efficiently by plugging in better video content. And then on top of that, whether we're talking about a generator or we're talking about exterior lighting or we're talking about an EV charger, we typically find that trying to go for like the wife of the household first, inputting like a 40 to 60-year-old woman in the ads, she comes across as most relatable to like the ideal, obviously, like wife of the household first. And then she might chatter in husband's ear and then say, oh, this is something we should do, or like this is something we should consider. And then boom, you've got like a very, qualified lead from there. So that's our whole pitch on like put women in ads. We handle that whole process like end to end for you. And the expectation from there is you end up using our guide in terms of exactly how we'd recommend going about launching the ads from that lead form perspective. Although it sounds like you spent not even 2 hours on that this weekend and were able to launch it just fine. So honestly, you can keep doing what you're doing, but our team would plug in to get you basically better performing content.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, is that kind of what you were anticipating from our ad to be, or were you looking for other things?
No, so you're creating something then. It's a human talking in front of a camera, talking about
Yeah, let me show you. Let me just literally show you a couple samples.
cool.
I'll show you here. And for context, really quick, like this gal down here literally had never ran a single successful Facebook campaign. She followed our recommendations on exactly how to launch our videos. She's in the remodeling space bathroom. She put not
Okay.
even 7 grand into her ad spend to do 314 grand in rev. This is an absolutely like ridiculous case study. And I'm definitely not sitting here and saying that you should expect to put 7 grand into Meta to make over $300,000.
Right.
But like just kind of proving that the system definitely can work and it can work well, where like this guy hums at like a 12-ish x return on his cash. And they do pretty big numbers. Like they clear out the month typically between like 550 and like 650 grand. They're in the window replacement space. And again, like he's very content with being really anything above a 10x. But then you've got these insane results here, like down here, where, they're barely spending anything and making a lot of money. But yeah, let me show you some of these ads.
Okay.
Hardly anyone bothers with this, but it's pretty much the only way to find out what solar panels would cost.
Okay, so this is kind of random, but if you're wanting to upgrade your bath or shower and you haven't done it yet because it's too expensive, then this is going to
Calling roof companies. I bet you not even one gives me an estimate of the phone. Yeah, how much is it to replace a 1,900 square foot shingle roof? Okay, bye then.
So I'm sitting here in the car and I just remembered something I have to tell you. If you're thinking about building a pool, please don't do what most of our friends did. They went with the cheapest option. Looked fine at first, but now
Let's be honest, Seattle weather destroys cheap fences. Between the rain, the wind, and the moisture, within a couple of years, they're warped, faded.
And then I'll show you one that did really well for a lighting company.
So dents in the roof.
cool, huh? If you live in Arizona, this could be your home. There's a local company.
Obviously I'm just showing quick hooks on these ads, and like all of these ads performed extremely well for these different businesses in very varying states, cities, whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is essentially the gist of what I would recommend feeding to Facebook to help with the brand. I mean, we can drop your company name as many times as you want in these ads. At the end of the day, we are optimizing obviously for like qualified homeowner leads. So sometimes the branding is not nearly as significant as it is of just talking to these leads in a way that like lights a fire under them to get them to say, wait, I didn't know this, or I have XYZ curiosities now. Let me go ahead, opt in, and like, take next steps. I can actually show you too. I just remembered I have some ads for a generator actually. Let me find these really quick.
I always
Let me share my screen one more time for you.
assumed getting backup power for my home meant a big project with contractors and major installation. But sometimes the simplest solution is just a standby generator. You can find out what it costs in less than 30 seconds using the link below. It's quick, easy, and free to find out.
So super straightforward, like extremely direct ad. We don't drop the name, we don't drop the brand, like nothing like that. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if they can get a qualified homeowner lead for roughly $50 and, to your point, you're able to actually get on the phone with, say, 20 to 30% of those leads, typically the math equation maths, and like it would make you ultimately want to spend more, on your campaign. So yeah, at a high level, that's essentially what our company would step in and help you out with.
All right. Yeah, I could see like on that last video, that picture of the generator that pops in there for a moment. That's like what my ad is right now. So I could see someone talking, and like I know video does a lot better. So that would appear in someone's Facebook or somewhere on Meta, right? Maybe
Yeah,
wherever it
Facebook or
appears.
Instagram feed.
And then
Yeah.
then what's the next step then?
You'd run the
Is
lead
it like a
form.
learn? Okay.
Yeah, it could be a learn more button, and then you're either sending them direct to a lander or you're doing information grab right there within Facebook, which is typically what we recommend. And like I said, we have all these, like, we tout them as being in our free bonuses within all of our creative partnerships, where we're telling you, hey, this is what's working for these 90 other home service guys that we're partnered with. And this is the exact system that these guys are using. I would recommend using something like it, unless you kind of feel like your method is working right now, so be it. But yeah, I mean, we have all this really nicely mapped out for you in terms of exactly how we'd recommend, going about it.
Okay. So you send over a file type and it's optimized for Facebook, so Facebook likes it when you plug in the media.
Yep.
It's not, saying I'm not going to put you on this or that because the
Yeah,
ratios aren't
no,
right or whatever.
we have all the aspect ratios correct for Facebook.
Okay. And then I would put that, and then I'm managing it. Then I put it into a
Yeah, I mean,
Facebook
I would
campaign.
definitely recommend being comfortable with that like $150, $200 a day ad budget for starters. If you're going to be investing, like, we're not cheap. Like our whole methodology of like what you're getting access to is, I mean, we're taking end-to-end ownership on the strategy of the scripting. Like these scripts are backed with a ton of ad data, and quite frankly, we're kind of cutting those corners because we know what's working for some guys that are spending $100 a day on these campaigns. But we have other guys in the home service space, whether it's HVAC, we've worked with some massive solar companies. We're partnered with $2 billion home improvement companies right now. Like some of these guys are spending a lot of ad dollars every day on our videos, which just gives us that really, really fast feedback loop to know what's working and what's not. So I want this to be like a win-win-win all around. So we'd be giving you, basically these are the scripts that we want you to be comfortable rocking with. You would give those a stamp of approval before we go off into production. We have 35 different people on the team that film the content for our different clients. So once we kind of flush out exactly who we're trying to speak to, like I said, I'd probably end up casting these with like a 40 to 60-year-old woman for starters. And then we just look at the ad data and decide kind of where to go from there. But at its core, that's essentially what you're getting, a Google Drive folder that would have final, ready to launch videos. Our smallest package of a video quantity size would be getting 4 ad videos made every month. We also make 6 ads a month or 10 ads a month for like our 3 core intro packages. But I think if you're, truly trying to kind of like crawl, walk, run here, I would probably recommend you just consider that 4-pack for starters.
Okay.
But yeah, do you have any questions on that or?
So you send a Google Drive folder over, it's got the video already optimized for Facebook. I put it into an ad. Do you kind of have guidance or a template or something that's worked well, as
Yeah, we
far
have all that as
as
well.
what button to use, and then
Yes.
put in these questions like,
Mhm.
qualifying.
We literally give you all that stuff.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah. But I think it's I think it is a very smart skill set to have. It like the button pushing that has to happen that then businesses go off and say, this is 3K a month for us to do this. It's like,
Mhm.
wait a second. This doesn't really make sense. Like I can do this literally an hour and a half on a weekend. You proved to do it yourself, like the
Right.
other day. But the biggest lever to pull is truly like 100% creative testing. I don't know if you've seen anything out there about like the recent Andromeda updates, but all Facebook is basically telling advertisers to do is to test a lot of net new creatives very, very frequently. And at the end of the day, that's like really the advertisers that they're rewarding most with like the best ad ROI. And so, whether you want to do that yourself and you want to pick up the phone and like be filming some content yourself, or you have other people that maybe you could tap into that would be also down to film, or you offload something like that off to us and, we can just handle it for you.
All right. So what's the price to do that for if we're gonna do four?
The 4-pack is 2,800 a month.
Oh,
The 6-pack is 3,500 monthly. That gets you two different people for the on-camera talent. But I think for you and like kind of where you're at right now, the 4-pack would be one person for on-camera talent every month. And it would include 4 net new videos every single month.
are you working with anyone in the Midwest? Where are you located?
I'm in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, I mean, we definitely have a lot of home service businesses that are all in and around the Midwest-ish areas. I don't have like a list of necessarily like states and cities that we're in, but the answer is yes.
Okay. So then if we're gonna do that, I'd have to focus on one of the things that I'm wanting to reach into to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
with.
I think go for highest ticket thing. And if it's a $10,000 generator or an $8,000 generator or however much you can sell those for, that's where Facebook is going to make a lot more sense versus a $300 EV charger. We've made ads for EV guys and like they scale those up, and even exterior lighting is a good option. Electric blinds like this, your pup's cute. Electric
Thanks.
blinds and things like all those things are great, like as for an electrician to, you know, quote or whatever, or like hook people in the door for. But yeah, if I were you all day, I would just be doing generators.
All right. No, that's pretty good. It gives me a lot to think about. I think that, you know, I know that I'm making a decision here by Tuesday. Um, and I have a meeting with a guy that was running some solar ads for me. He says he's got a generator package and a window. He's doing windows and roofs now, so I'm interested in that tomorrow. But I think whatever I do, like, I don't think it impacts me doing this or not. No one's doing this that I talk to. No one's
Yeah,
like,
and it's
hey, we
it's
have this whole new angle on creative for you, and
it's
this is what you need to
crazy
do.
that like there's all these like media buying agencies out there, and a lot of them want to take a lot of shortcuts when it comes to creatives. Truly, like they'll make you some static ads. They'll oftentimes ask you if you have any content for them to work with,
Right.
and yeah, it's kind of it's very surprising to me, but but I'll say it like this: other agencies typically love us because all we're doing is saying here's content for you guys to go run, like go run it. And they're like, thank you, like our results look way better because of this. So it's a win-win all around. Like it's not like another agency feels like we're like stepping on their toes in any way. If anything, it's just adding way more fuel to the fire. But you know, like I said, if I were in your shoes, I would give it some really strong consideration to do all this type like this stuff yourself. You've already proven to yourself that like you're chilling when it comes to setting up the funnels, and the ongoing management of things is really straightforward.
Hmm. Yeah, I found the in Facebook lead forms pretty slick. We used to not work so well four or
I
5 years
agree.
ago, so we bounced people outside of that to another site, and they go through. Um, I think it's a click funnel. I don't remember what it was. Something like a click funnel if it
We
wasn't.
use Go High Level with a lot of our guys,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I haven't used that, but it comes up a lot.
how big's your sales team, by the way? Is it just you or do you have other guys?
There's me, and then there's two guys in office, and then something that I've discovered that's been amazing is two new electricians I've hired are great at going into houses and giving a quote in person.
Love it.
So, and
So
then
those
there's
guys in theory can go off and run these generator leads. Is that what you're saying?
that's what I would like to have happen.
I
Yep.
like it.
Yep, have someone connect with, then the installers there. From my side of things, like managing that, it's sweet. They give a bid, they know all the parts that they're going to need. They've already contacted with the customer.
Yeah.
The customer accepts a quote. They pick a day, show up there. They already have their
Easy.
parts list. Like it's eliminating a lot of people in there. And for a guy who can work the tools and install and provide different services and also sell, that's rare. But I'm finding that more of these younger guys can do that, so that's something I want to aim towards. And then if you have, I'd like to have three crews doing installs, so whoever is capable of selling the best would be selling, and then
Right.
installing when they're not, and then
Right.
just trying to keep six people busy is my goal right now. I've got like 5 vans. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. We're going from 4 crews to 1 crew starting January
You're
for
gonna be
solar.
spending a lot on ads. I'm just saying that. Like it's a lot to kind of like wrap your head around of like, wait, what is it actually going to take to like have these guys booked up and running a lot of appointments every day?
Mhm.
Use $300 or $400 as that benchmark for what a qualified appointment ran cost you. And then if your cost per acquisition is under $1,000, I mean, I'd imagine that would probably put you in a pretty good place to just want to spend more and more.
Yeah,
Because wouldn't that put you like roughly at 10% of overall overhead, like marketing costs to top line rev?
yeah. And if we're between 7.5, 12.5%, we're good
You're
there.
chilling.
Yeah, even if we're getting 8 times, like if we're at 12.5% of the job cost is
It's
the
pretty good.
acquisition, then that's fine,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, what else? Like what other like thoughts, questions? What else do you want to talk about?
One thing I'm a little concerned about, or just, thinking of different things that could not make it successful. So if I'm doing $2,800 for the first month and it's one person creating 4 videos,
Yeah.
you would be picking a person that you think would be doing well with my market that,
Yep. Because everyone that's on our team, when I say we have 35 creators on the team, every single one of those creators has produced at least one $100,000 ad. A $100,000 ad means it's made a business at least 100 grand. Other than if they have yet to do that, they're not considered like a person that's an active creator on our team with all this data behind them. At the end of the day, I'm not saying every shot we take is going to be perfect, but like we've got so much stuff backing us where I would feel extremely confident essentially in casting these. And also, too, at the end of the day, it's also a nice value to getting a 6-pack versus a 4-pack if you genuinely do want to get 2 people. But I think for where you're at right now, like I would still be extremely confident in getting you the 4 ads for starters.
okay. All right. Well, I guess then the next step would be for me to I'm gonna bring this into the office with the my ops guy and my sales director tomorrow and kind of put everything on the table and see how long is it to turn around the creatives if
7
I
business days.
Okay, so if I say go like on Tuesday, I would have something that following Tuesday.
Business days,
Oh, and then following Thursday.
roughly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions I have, Emily.
All right, sweet. Do you need anything else from me, like as you're going to review this with your team tomorrow? Like, what else are you going to need? I know they weren't on this call, but
I mean, if there was any email you could send over with kind of the offer and then uh you know, description of what's being done without without revealing too much or whatever you can send over, I would appreciate it as kind of a outline as I'm talking to them. But I think I got the gist of it.
yeah.
$2,800 a month gets 4 videos. We'd have to pick a service to go towards, whether that's service upgrades, because service upgrade can be a $10,000 project. A generator can be 20,000. But what I'm seeing is that
Go generator.
there's
I'm
a
telling
lot of
you.
people advertising for generators. They're all doing it the same way, but there's a lot of people doing it. So maybe we throw some.
But didn't you feel that way when you were like really rocking with the solar business as well? Everyone and their mothers just advertising solar right now.
Yeah, yeah,
And were you still successful?
yeah.
Cool. That's how I feel about generators.
Okay. So then we hone in on generators and then God, you
And
make
hey, if
videos.
you said to me in month 2 or 3, Emily, I actually need you guys to make content for EV, or I actually need you guys to make content for exterior lighting, like all day. I mean, we can make that transition if it's necessary, but I would recommend you guys strongly consider generators for right now.
Okay. Perfect.
Cool.
Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Come on. Come on. He wants to
It's
be
funny.
outside and it's like 5 below up here today.
Did you guys have a lot of snow on the ground?
Yeah, we got a lot of snow.
Nice.
It's like a perfect storm. It's the solar tax credits are going to expire, and we're trying to get as many people installed as possible before the end of the year. And this is going to be the most difficult winter that I've been a part of in the last 5 years for installing solar. Usually we get a snowfall in late October, November, but whatever, it's 45 degrees within a week. So it melts and we don't get like the deep freeze till January, February. We've been up against it. God bless the guys, man. They've been out yesterday. They're out today.
Do you guys have a lot of appointments to run, or are you still trying to fill up appointments for it?
No, we stopped scheduling new customers or telling people that we thought they'd get the tax credit back in October because the qualifier for it is to have it installed. And we just knew that, it'd be difficult. I don't know how much you know about solar, but dealing with the utility is a big unknown. How much time
Yeah.
they're going to take to turn things around or what they're going to want to see or.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got weather to battle with up here.
I hear you. All
I'd
right,
love to
cool.
be in Tampa. Looks nice down there.
Yeah, I got a perfect blue sky day out here, so it's like
Well,
75.
you enjoy that, Emily.
Cool. All right, good stuff. Well, good chatting with you. And you have my cell, I think, right? I'll tell you, this is my cell.
904-315.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your
So
text. That's what.
yeah, feel free to shoot me a text on, I guess, tomorrow or Tuesday, and we'll figure out where we want to go from there.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
Thanks for
I'll
your time.
yeah, no problem. I'll see you.
Bye-bye.